8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. Kandy SLF Festival draws to an end today. Minister Douglas Devananda says everyone should extend their support to the president who has rescued the country from anarchy. All remaining illegal structures at golfways have been completely removed today. Minister Ramesh Pathirana says that measures have been taken to introduce a new act against fraud and corruption. 80% school attendance not compulsory for A-level students this year. Funds allocated for providing lunch in schools increased. Qualifier application for National College of Education extended. In news overseas, man jailed for murdering wife of 28 years in Newcastle hotel. And in sports news, Premier League predictions, Chris Sutton takes Casabian frontman Sergei Pisano to pick scores for the weekend's game. Those were the headlines, and now more to the details of the local news. The Kandy SLF Festival of the Temple of the Sacred Truth Relic in Kandy drew to an end today with a water-cutting ceremony held at the Mahaveli River in Gatame this morning. The final Randoli Perhara of the Kandy SLF Festival paraded the streets last night with the usual pomp and pageantry. President's Media Division reported that President Ranil Wickremesinghe also joined the occasion to witness the procession. Meanwhile, a huge crowd thronged Kandy for the procession, which paraded the streets without spectators in the past couple of years due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. The sacred casket of the Temple of the Sacred Truth Relic was taken to the Asgirigedige Temple in Kandy this morning. Diyavadana Nilame Pradeep Nilangadal said that this year's SLF festival will officially come to an end after the Nilames, together with the Diyavadana Nilame, presented the Sannasana to the president. Minister Douglas Devananda says everyone should extend their support to President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who has rescued the country from heading for anarchy. The Minister made these remarks in an adjournment debate held in the Parliament today. He further said the problems of the fishing community due to fuel shortage have been solved systematically. The minister also called on other Tamil parliamentarians to extend their fullest support to the president. Requirement of 80% school attendance will not be taken into account for students sitting for the GC Advanced Level Examination this December, the Education Ministry says. The decision was taken considering the issues faced by the students due to COVID-19 pandemic and fuel shortages which disrupted the transportation facility in the country. Principals of the schools have been given directives in this regard, the Education Ministry further said in a press release. While expanding the provision for lunch program for school children, the amount of 30 rupees allocated per student has been increased to 60 rupees from 1st of August. The Education Ministry's secretary said the amount allocated so far was insufficient and the ministry has decided to increase it. The program is currently conducted by the Health and Nutrition Division of the Education Ministry. So far, 1.1 million school children in 7,920 schools have benefited through this plan, the ministry's secretary said. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
And we continue with more local news. The Education Ministry has extended the date for calling applications for the National Colleges of Education until the 19th of August. Earlier, the due date was announced as 12th August based on the 2019-2020 GC Advanced Level results. Minister Ramesh Pathirana says that measures have been taken to introduce a new act against fraud and corruption. He said that there are difficult tasks to be performed, including financial reforms and restructuring for unprofitable state enterprises. He pointed out that there were positive changes during the time of former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He mentioned this while taking part in the debate on the policy statement of President Ranil Wickremesinghe in Parliament today. MP Ranjit Manduma said that the Parliament will become a one-party council through the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution. He said it should become similar to the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. He further said that the international community does not approve harassing protesters and attention should be paid in this regard. MP Andrew Kumar Dissanayake, taking part in the debate, said that foreign countries are hesitant to help to build the country. He said aid can be received only by changes effected in the country. He further said the country needs a new political culture. MP Diana Gamage says that 20 government institutions make a daily loss of 790 million rupees. She said the government should decide soon about such unprofitable institutions. Parliamentarian S.M. Chandrasena pointed out that wrong message is given to the youth by the group taking to violence which cannot get parliamentary power. He said their attempt was to take the country to an era similar to 71, 88 and 89. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. Kandy Islam Festival draws to an end today. Minister Douglas Devananda says everyone should extend their support to the president who has rescued the country from anarchy. All remaining illegal structures and golfways have been completely removed today. Minister Ramesh Pathirana says that many measures have been taken to introduce a new act against fraud and corruption. 80% school attendance not compulsory for GC advanced level students this year. Funds allocated for providing lunch in schools increased. Calling for applications for National College of Education extended. And that was the local news.
Nobody looks for hotels like this. So why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The main news story for tonight, all remaining illegal structures and golfways have been completely removed today. The police has announced through the loudspeakers to the protesters residing inside the huts to leave the place. The police has given 1 hour grace period. The protesters inside the huts have slowly left the places. The police, along with STF officers from the Urban Development Authority, have jointly conducted this operation. Meanwhile, the police has detected some protesters inside the huts were using drugs. The police arrested the drug addicts inside the huts. It should be reported that many drug addicts were arrested from Golfay's so-called protesters' site. The so-called protesters were residing for the last 125 days. Now they have left with or without their belongings. This has brought disgrace to the group of educated people who wrongly misled by these uneducated drug-addicted goods. Meanwhile, the Colombo Magistrate Thirina Gamage has ordered to further remand the 4 suspects, including activist Danis Ali, until the 26th of this month. The accused were arrested in connection with the forcible entry to the president's house and damaging its properties. He is also accused of forcibly entering Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation with several other activists and attempting to disrupt the telecast last month. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
A Strength to Your Life. CIB Janajaya Vasana has commenced. Valuable gifts and all bills are on 31st of October. Come to CIB today.
And in Watchlight tonight, raids have been initiated to take legal action against the bus crew members for charging bus fares higher than the revised bus fares. National Transport Commission Director General Dillard Miranda has said. He said the raids were conducted following complaints received by the NTC alleging that certain private buses are charging more than the revised bus fare. Therefore, the NTC informed all passenger transport authorities to assign all their mobile inspectors to investigate the incidents on the provincial buses. Moreover, the Director General said that several mobile inspection teams attached to the NTC have been assigned. And that came to you in Watchlight.
A Strength to Your Life. CIB Janajaya Vasana has commenced. Valuable gifts and all bills are on 31st of October. Come to CIB today.
Headlines of the world news. Man jailed for murdering wife of 28 years in Newcastle hotel. Stunning sturgeon moon lights up the skies. German ex-leader Gerhard Schröder sues parliament over lost perks. Those were the headlines, and now more to the details of the world news. A man who suffocated his wife of 28 years with a hotel pillow has been jailed for at least 12 and a half years. Sung Hert Fong, aged 51, killed Pek Ying Ling at the County Apart Hotel in Newcastle on the 6th of December. The couple from Singapore were on a holiday when Fong killed his 51-year-old wife, Newcastle Crown Court heard. People around the world have been enjoying the fourth and the final supermoon for the year 2022. Known as the Sturgeon Moon, it was at its closest point to Earth at 2.36 BST today. Photographers captured the lunar event alongside stunning landscapes and famous landmarks are released to the media. Former German leader Gerhard Schröder, criticized for his relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, is suing Germany's parliament. Mr. Schröder, whose office and staff have been suspended, is suing over the removal of some post-retirement perks. His lawyer told the German news agency DPA on Friday that he had filed a suit with the Berlin Administrative Court. Bundestag said that it was yet to receive the suit and could not comment further. And that was the world news. And now let's move on to development news. SLT Mobitel, the national ICT solutions provider, organized 2 more bee tree planting programs in the Kundasale and Birigaba areas recently. The project, which commenced in January 2022, has to date completed 5 tree planting programs in locations such as Moraragala, Balsiripura, Anuradhapura, Colombo, and the SLT head office in Colombo. The Kundasale initiative was organized by the SLT Mobitel Candy Customer Club with the participation of SLT Mobitel staff and customers. 250 bee and kumuk saplings were planted across approximately 2 hectares close to the Victoria Reservoir at Kundasale. Notably, these saplings were planted after removing giant mimosa trees present in the area, which have been identified as an invasive plant. And that came to you in the segment of development news.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Moving on to sports news, in soccer, the opening weekend of the Premier League season did not quite go according to the plan for everyone, including the BBC's new predictions expert, Chris Sutton. He was beaten 110-60 by his first guest, his Fantasy 606 podcast co-host, Ali Bruce Ball, who got fewer correct results from 10 fixtures but more exact scores. Sutton will try to pick the correct scores for every top-flight game this season against a variety of guests. For this weekend's fixtures, he is up against Caspian frontman and Leicester City fan Sergei Pizarro. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
For the first time, Barnes PLC partnered with EV's Colombo Limited to produce and market locally assembled smartphones. These would be 4G enabled and would be available in the market this year. In addition, this partnership will also assemble smart UHD TVs from 32 inches to 55 inches and also engage in the assembly and manufacture of laptops. ECL Chairman and CEO Sanjeeva Vikramanayaka said that all products assembled will have a minimum local value addition of 35% and will move up to increase it. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news. courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number